Hello, 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 and welcome. I am delivering a speech right now. I do hope that this video finds you well. You don't have to watch it. You're not required to watch it because in my video I uploaded late for class. However, if you just happen to randomly be on my YouTube channel, hello and welcome. Anyways, so we had to give a speech about a relevant person, someone whose views that we found to be relevant for today. And the person that I chose was Margaret Sanger. I chose her because she started what we now know, what we now call as Planned Parenthood. And I think that is relevant today because that's kind of what's going on right now. Alabama is in legislator. Right now, they are trying to pass a anti-abortion bill. This bill would prohibit abortions and it would only allow them in the cases of two exceptions. The two exceptions are A, we would lose the child, or B, we would lose the mother. Resulting in losing the mother, we would also lose the child. So if we would lose the child and or if we would lose the mother and the child are the only ways that Alabama would actually allow abortions. They would, however, still say that abortions were prohibited if the woman was raped or if it was incest, which technically I guess she would be raped if it was incest as well. But yeah, so she would be expected to carry that pregnancy to term and then be expected to have the child and interact with this person for 18 or so years. Um, there are a couple of other states, Mississippi, Missouri, Alabama, and Georgia, that basically prohibit abortions once the doctor is able to detect a heartbeat. The issue with this, however, is that heartbeats are normally detected within in 5.5 to 6 weeks. If you are thinking that that number sounds familiar, 5.5 to 6 weeks is usually also when the woman knows that, when the doctor is able to tell the woman that she indeed is pregnant. So essentially, these bills are stopping the woman's right to choose because as soon as she knows she's pregnant, we can detect a heartbeat. As soon as we can detect a heartbeat, we're not able to have abortions. So there you go. Christianity actually does have some very similar views to this. They they believe that that life starts at conception, and when you can detect the heartbeat, it kind of goes back and forth as to which one, but it's either one of the two. So, there's that. So it actually makes sense that these states that have these laws are actually in the South, are in what we call the Bible Belt, which makes sense because, like I just said, Christianity has certain views to that. And actually, Margaret Sanger, her father was actually Catholic. He became an atheist only later in life. So again, I'll start talking about Margaret Sanger because I'm at like 3 minutes and 45 seconds. So she was actually born Margaret Louise Higgins. She was born number 6 out of 11 children. And if that also sounds similar, it's because of birth order, which you probably learned from like ethics or some other form of psychology classes. Um, so when you're the middle child, you usually are the peacekeeper and you are loyal and you try to find solutions for things. We will get back to this later into how this shapes what she did in life. So she was born 6 of 11 and it was just her mom, her dad, and her other siblings. Well, they were, as you would expect, they were born, well, they had poverty. Her dad was a he he cleaned the stones off of cemeteries, and he actually was a stonemason, and he made those stones as well. He would, he was Irish. He would go to drink afterwards. But anyways, so after that, when Margaret could, she went to the Hudson River Institute, and then after that, she studied nursing at the White Plains Hospital. She got married. She found Margaret Sanger, or Margaret Higgins, I'm sorry, Margaret Higgins found William Sanger. He was an architect. They got married and then they decided to live a quiet life. They had three children. I was unable to find the names of the three children, and that kind of sucks for me. I don't like when there's information out there that I just can't find. Anyways, so so Margaret was a nurse, and she had wanted to help people. That's all she wanted to do. I believe she was fueled by the fact that her mother had miscarriages, and she wanted women to be able to know that that there's alternative ways out there, that you don't have to go through with having an unwanted child, that there are contraceptives available not only for the men but also for the women, and there are things that they can do in order to prevent this. So in doing that, she kind of got like some flack, and the government got involved, and they didn't really like it. They didn't like, her feminism books that she would write. She wrote What Every Woman Should Know and What Every Girl Should Know, taking from her experience as being a nurse, and then what she's seen and things like that. She also tells a story of a person named Sadie Sachs who you know, who tried to do self-induced abortions one time. Sadie was really sick when Margaret and another doctor came, and Sadie asked the doctor, "What should I do in order that this doesn't happen?" And he basically told her that she wants to have her cake and eat it too. Well, he's not going to allow it. She should tell Jake. I guess Jake is a name for an average Joe back then. Should tell Jake to go sleep on the roof. The second time that Margaret came to go rescue or to help out Sadie, Sadie died before they got there. However, it's unclear if that was actually a thing, if that actually happened. Sources can't really find any collaboration with that. So it's possible that Margaret just said that for propaganda, for saying that, oh, this might occur. Yeah, so there's that. Um, there was also a time where she saved her unwanted niece and all that. So her husband, he wasn't for that. They got separated also because of the flack that happened from the government. They got separated. She moved to England. Apparently, she also had a love affair with the writer H.G. Wells. I actually found that to be quite interesting. Um, and after she divorced her husband, 2 years later she got married to her husband John Slee, which is why some people know her as Margaret Sanger Slee. Um, and then like I said, there was Planned Parenthood because of her and the person that she was. And the speech is a little long, so I'm gonna kind of wrap it up now. The reason that I chose her is because Margaret actually didn't believe that abortion was the right way to go. However, she felt that sometimes it could be justified, and that's what I feel, that sometimes abortions can be justified. Sometimes the woman she's not mentally ready to be a mother, she's not financially ready to be a mother, and this is her body and this is her choice. And why should we regulate what she can and can't do? And why would we then have two statistics? Someone who is impoverished and someone who, now she can't feed her child. Now she has to drop out of school. Now she has to try to support her child. Now she can't do that. Now social services comes in. They take her child. There's a case against her. There's a KPS out against her. The woman might get arrested. She might have to pay the state some restitutions and things like that. And I just think that's too complicated. And another thing Margaret said to end this speech is that every child should be wanted. That is what I believe too. I'm almost at the 10-minute mark. Oh gosh, I've been talking so long. But that is the end of my speech. I thank you for listening. Have a great day.